Tor's Tech Talk.
Uh-oh. Security warning. Untrusted server certificate. Hey guys, what's going on? This is Tori, and today we're talking about Cisco Secure Client, specifically with Meraki MX, and how to use custom hostname certificates. In this example, my certificate has expired for my Davenport VPN. This is an AnyConnect VPN that ties back to a Meraki MX, and my 90-day cert has expired. So we're going to go through the process of uploading the new certificate, which should be similar enough to doing this from scratch, but in this case, we're just going to renew the certificate, re-upload it, and test it. And I'll show you how I got this working with ZeroSSL certificates. ZeroSSL is not a sponsor of this video or anything like that. It's just a service that I like, I'm using right now. Doesn't mean it'll be the one that I always use, but it's an easy enough way to obtain certificates for your domain. Prior to doing anything with certificates, though, you need to contact Meraki support and go ahead and open a case for enabling custom hostname certificates on AnyConnect, and then from there you can configure custom hostname certificates. But in addition to enabling the feature, you also need to go to your DNS and set up a public DNS record, an A record for whatever static IP you're using for your AnyConnect server. So in my case, I've got a static IP obtained from my internet service provider. I am using that for my AnyConnect server deployment, and I've got a DNS A record configured in my Google DNS for that domain, which allows me to map a human-friendly custom DNS record to my server URL. So there are two things. The first is I'm going to create a new SSL certificate. I'll run through the process with ZeroSSL. If we go back here, we can see the certificate is not valid, right? So it is expired. So if we actually click on the details here, we can see that it was issued on February 4th, 2023, and on May 6th, it expired. So we're going to go ahead and renew this. What I've done is basically I just need to go through the process of getting a new certificate from scratch here. So I'm logged into my ZeroSSL dashboard here. I'm going to click on new certificate. I'm going to say vpn.toridavenport.com is what I want to use. Please do not hack me or try. All right, so go next. In this case, we're not using a pro account, so we're going to select a 90-day certificate. We're going to upload our own CSR. So that's where I got to go create that. So let's go back here. And once you've enabled custom host name certificates, you'll have some new options here, right? So secure connection between MX and AnyConnect clients. Server certificate generation is going to be custom. You can use self-sign for test or auto-generated, but we want custom hostname certificates with custom DNS. You notice that the DDNS is no longer an option here, and when we're doing SAML, we're specifying our custom DNS URL. Let's go ahead and do step one. So we're going to generate a new CSR. The common name is going to be my DNS name. I will go ahead and get my IP address. Likely for you guys, it will be blurred out. We'll go ahead and put that in. This is optional. Really, all you need is common name, but I'm going to go ahead and map this to a couple of IPs that I have here that could potentially be used by this MX. So those are in with a comma delineated. Right, that's what it said. Yep. And we're going to fill this out. So it'll be organizational unit will be IT, email address will be, and the country code will be US. And we'll generate the CSR. Looks like we might just have to take off this. There we go. Generate CSR. All right, so here you see we received the CSR. So I'll go ahead and open that in Notepad. Off to the side here. I won't display that on screen, but it starts with about 5 dashes. Says begin certificate request. Pretty standard CSR. So go ahead and click done. And so next we need to go ahead and sign the CSR with our certificate authority. So we're going to go back to ZeroSSL. Just open the file that you got downloaded, copy that onto your clipboard. And if you're using ZeroSSL, it's as simple as just paste existing CSR and paste that as plain text and click next. I do have the $10 a month plan, which lets me do 90-day certificates. So we'll just choose our plan, which is the $10. Click next. So with ZeroSSL, there's a couple different ways we can verify the ownership of the domain. The easiest for me is just using my email address. I actually have a Google Enterprise account, email set up with my domain, so I can just use that. So it's easy enough. I'll click verify. So in order to begin this process, we'll click verify domain. And it says an email with a verification link has been sent for each of the domains in your certificate. I'll go ahead and fish that email out here on the side. Once I get that email, I can go ahead and verify my ownership of this domain, and they'll issue me a certificate. All right, so you'll get an email that looks something like this. If you're using ZeroSSL and using this email method to verify, you'll get a verification key and basically a link. So just click go to verification page, and then you can paste in your verification key and click next, and you're done. We'll go ahead and close all of that, and we can click refresh status, showing that your domain has been verified and everything's been issued. So we'll click install certificate, and I'm just going to get the default format here, download certificate.zip, and we will get our package file here. And so inside of the zip, we have a CA bundle and a certificate. So let's go ahead and take a look at the Meraki dashboard and what's required next. So we need to upload signed certificates, and they want a device certificate as .cer and base64 ASCII format. There's a .pem or .crt, and then they want the upload CA certificate or change certificate, combined CA and intermediary certs as .cer, .pem, or .crt in base64 ASCII format. So this second piece is where most people run into trouble, and I've figured out a way that I can put together the right chain to send off to Meraki. All right, so I'll go ahead and just extract these files. And then, so this is what we're going to upload, right? So we'll go to properties, and this is a .crt. So this is our device certificate, but the CA bundle that ZeroSSL gives is not exactly what they're looking for. So if we go ahead and open with Notepad, we get a certificate here that's our CA bundle, but we need to combine this into the full chain, right? So we need the full chain from the device certificate through any intermediary certs all the way up to the root CA. And I use a software called What's My Chain Cert. I use a website that's called whatismychaincert.com that basically gives me a way to generate the correct chain. Right, so what I want to do is take my device certificate. I'm going to go ahead and open that in Notepad. Then I'm going to go ahead and just copy the whole certificate here and paste it in here and click include root certificate. Then we're going to click generate chain. That gives me another file called vpn.toridavenport.com.change plus root, and we'll just copy that into the toridavenport.com folder. And what we're going to upload is this and then this. So we'll click choose file for the device certificate and choose certificate, and then we'll choose file for the chain and use the file that we received from What's My Chain Cert and click submit. Everything goes well. We'll get the changes saved with no errors of any kind. We can click done, and that's really all we need to do to replace the certificate. So for good measure, click save changes at the bottom, and then we can jump over onto my mobile hotspot and test everything out. Okay, so now that we're on mobile hotspot, we needed to get off network because I am actually physically located where the VPN is, and so I can't connect to it or even test the URL from the inside. So I need to get on a mobile hotspot and test out by browsing to my URL here. Click enter. And if everything is successful, which looks like it is, you'll now see nothing will load on this page, but you will see that your connection is secure. So I was able to establish a secure connection with vpn.torydavenport.com over port 443, and that connection is secure. We can look at that certificate, which was issued today, May 23rd, and will be good until August, in which case I will renew it again. Now, the last step, we'll just go ahead and test the VPN. I've already got this put in here. Since I use profiles to mask my URL, we can go ahead and click connect. And this time, instead of the insecure warning, we get a login box, which looks like it's loading up SSO. So we'll go ahead and log in using my credentials here, using Active Directory and single sign-on. Give that a go. Now, when in doubt, go ahead and pull out the password vault. There we go. Once we authenticate, we should be able to connect to the VPN. We'll go ahead and stay connected. And looks like it's asking for our prompt again, so we'll just try this one more time. We'll verify our identity via email. That's fine. Go ahead and get that security code here for our extra multi-factor authentication here and verify. And it looks like we're having some kind of connectivity issue here. However, I think it's more related to my lack of cell service than anything else, but that is how you set up your custom hostname certificates, or at least renew it. It should give you a really good idea of an easy way to get a certificate from ZeroSSL. If you're interested in doing a more deep dive on this, comment down below, like the video, share it with your friends, and I'll go ahead and make a deeper dive showing the full AnyConnect configuration from scratch or anything else you'd like to see. Appreciate your time. Thank you for viewing, and have a great day.